Hey everybody, this is A7X Fan Ben, and welcome to my first video blog. I'm doing this for my fan site Pirates with Ben, which you can see on the screen there. So far I've done around 12 blog posts. I believe this is number 13, and if you go to the daily blog page, you can see them all right there. So what I want to do is diversify my blog content. I'm trying to make stuff every day, and so far it's been all text form. You can see the post from yesterday, and what I want to do is do video and audio blogging as well. So this is my first attempt at a video blog. So let me know if you like it, what features you want to see, and what I can improve upon. And I like to change it up sometimes. Sometimes I might use my regular camera and take you into my personal collection in my room, stuff like that. But this is just a first daily vlog, if you could call it that. And let's jump right into things. So usually I go over what I've done the previous day or since the last blog post on the site, because this is my new fan site that it's based on the Weebly site, but I'm going to make it better and more informative and have more content on it. And I want to have a lot more like frequent postings, because the Weebly site was kind of something I did once and then I didn't do much with after. And this site I want to have consistent content uploaded, and I want to try my best to blog every day. So you can see the menus expanded from the intro video I posted on my YouTube channel as well. And so I'm going to go straight to one of the new pages, which is the factions page. So this is the first page I added yesterday. It has all the faction descriptions from the old Weebly site, so you can learn about the factions there, both major and minor factions. And I'm trying to enable comments on pages, not just on posts. So you should be able to comment there, at least in Facebook, if not in the other ones as well. And then the other one I did yesterday was another page called Vassal, which of course you probably know about by now. Vassal is a computer program that allows users to play on and build modules for board games. And then using an online server, you can play with anyone in the entire world. So Vassal is an incredible tool. It's how I've gotten most of my plays since like early 2016, to be honest. And it's an incredible tool, so you can play with other people from the Miniature Trading Forum or from Board Game Geek and stuff like that, or you could play against friends or family members that you've taught how to play Pirates, or that have taught you, whatever. So on that page, I've got links to download the program and the Pirates module, and then I've also got my YouTube tutorial as well. And then also some videos below that I've done on YouTube recently about the campaign games on Vassal, which of course I'm really excited about. So that's what's new on the site. I've got a bunch of pages now. I've got more pages planned, especially a couple more that are going to be unique from Weebly, like as in they're not going to be directly from Weebly, just like the Vassal page actually. The Weebly site never had a Vassal page, probably because I made the fan site on Weebly before I kind of like revived the Vassal module and edited it as well. So that's what's up with my fan site. I'm trying to change things every day, add stuff pretty much every day. So I'm making a lot of progress, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. There's still a ton to figure out because WordPress is a little bit trickier to use than Weebly, and there's just so many things to do and take care of that it can be overwhelming at times. So now I'll just go into the features of each blog post. I've been doing a deal of the day. So today's deal is a full super rare unpunched pack from Rise of the Fiends. And this is on eBay right now for 99 cents without any bids. With the shipping, to me, the shipping says less than $4, which is okay. And it could be less depending on your location maybe. And it's being sold by a user that's also at Miniature Trading. 100% positive feedback, so you know you're getting a good deal here. And it's a reputable seller. So if you don't have the Rise of the Fiends ROTF Super Rare Pack, this is a really great chance to get it. There's a little under 3 days left at 11:19 a.m. That's Eastern time on Saturday. So it's the deal of the day, but you've got a few days left to bid. So it's a pretty good deal without a doubt. Especially if it stays low, you could get it for less than $10, which is pretty nice. It could also jump up. We'll see. And I will say the Rise of the Fiend Super Rare Pack is the most common Super Rare Pack. It's not actually like all that rare, kind of like some of the other ones from Savage Shores. But it's still kind of an interesting Super Rare Pack. You've got a Pirate Scorpion. All this stuff is basically like sparkly and shiny, which is kind of interesting. And then the Doom Box is a Pirate Flotilla. Captain Mission is good. He basically gets Parley for 1 point, so he's got Captain and Parley for just 4 total. And then you get a Silver Explorer with some nice shiny silver coins, which is cool. So that's the deal of the day. If you want to check it out, you can click on the link in the description below, and I'll try to include a link if I do an audio version for the podcast. But now I'm going to go into the next section, which is the Pirate CSG card of the day. So I've got the random number generator up. I'm going to type in 1 to 14. So this is how I find a set, and I hit enter. So it's set number 11. So I'm going to go and find the 11th set, which in this case is ironically Rise of the Fiends. So I got the same set number as the deal of the day, and I go to 14 because I'm including Return to Savage Shores, just in case that pops up. So I want to include the unreleased set as well, just to cover all the bases here. So Rise of the Fiends has game pieces numbered from 1 to 300, even though most of it is just 1 to 103, it looks like, and then a few LEs at 200, and then the Spectre is number 300. So I just hit Extended Format on Miniature Trading in the database, and then so I'm going to do for the next number to select a game piece, I'll go from 1 to 300, hit enter again, 237, so that's not a game piece, hit again, number 82, which might be a generic crew, and it is, so it's an Explorer, so that's fine. I'm not going to do many reviews of the generic crew, but I might as well do them when they come up, so I've already seen Shipwright. If you've been following along the blog, that was one of the early cards of the day. So here we've got a Pirate Explorer number 082 from Rise of the Fiends. And my thoughts on Explorers, to give a review of Explorers, is kind of would go beyond how long I want this video to take. In general, I would say Explorers are good, but Helmsmen are always better. And a lot of times Oarsmen are better too, because you don't really need Explorers that much, and Oarsmen allow you to row at S speed, and they don't take up cargo space. But that being said, if you want to do well in a gold game, Explorers are still a good choice. So to me, it comes down to if the ship has a good base move. So if the base move of a ship is already SSS and you want to use it for gold, you could go with an Explorer instead of a Helmsman, because the Explorer will theoretically save you a full action, which could be like that SSS movement, versus a Helmsman will get you there a little bit faster on the way there and back. I usually like the Helmsman because it just comes into effect more often. They are 2 points instead of 1, the Helmsman, but Helmsman you can use for anything. You could use it to try to catch an enemy ship to ram it and then board it. You could use it, obviously, for hybrids, for catching enemy ships and things like that. So I usually go with Helmsman. I'm not too big on Explorers. I probably underrate them a little bit at this point, especially because in campaign games, Explorers are often not too good at all. But Explorers are also could be used in a SAC setup, because if you have a SAC captain where you eliminate one of the ship's crew to give the ship an extra action, you could have SAC captain, Helmsman, and then since multiple oarsmen take up space, because the no stacking rule, if you have 2 oarsmen, one of them still takes up space. So instead of having 3 oarsmen, you could have an Explorer and 2 oarsmen into 2 cargo spaces if you wanted to, just to keep a little extra flexibility, or if you wanted to transfer the Explorer to another ship at some point during the game, something like that. So overall, Explorers are good, but mostly for beginners and mostly for smaller games. They're good for short games where you want to get gold quickly and beat your opponent to the gold. If you're going to be going to an island multiple times, like in a campaign game, or if an island has a lot of gold on it, the rule where you can explore an island as a free action once you've already explored it, that comes into play heavily in that sort of thing, especially in a big game or campaign game. So in that case, Explorers aren't quite as useful, but they're still a backbone of treasure fleets and small game fleets in general. So rating out of 10 would be tough for most generic crew. Captains and helmsmen I would have to give a 10 out of 10 pretty much, but Explorers I would probably say 8 out of 10. I mean, they're still really useful. It's only 1 point. They're great for treasure runners to have, and they do constitute a very good option in terms of just winning the game. Because if you get the gold first before your opponent does, then you're going to be in good position to win. So the biggest drawbacks I would say of the cons would be they take up a cargo space, which you would rather have another coin, of course, and it just doesn't. I don't know. A lot of times the benefit is kind of not that great compared to a helmsman, which you can use in all sorts of situations and is always worth the 2 points. It's always worth getting a helmsman. It's not always worth it to get an explorer for your ship. That's what I would say. So helmsmen are more flexible. But explorers, I'd have to give at least an 8 out of 10 because they're still fantastic and they're only 1 point. So that concludes the card of the day. Hopefully next time it'll be more interesting, like a ship or a crew. But covering the generics is still a good idea though, especially for any beginner watchers or listeners. And then finally we have the picture of the day, and you can see I've picked one where the Black Pearl is surrounded by a Kraken. And this is from last year's Pirates of the Caribbean tribute game. It was played exactly a year ago today, so May 23rd, 2017. So the Black Pearl was surrounded by the Kraken. The Flying Dutchman with Davy Jones aboard was right there. This is Port Royal off to the left here. I printed that out from Board Game Geek. It's actually a neat little thing. I made a little Port Royal thing out of it. And you can see the battle report. I'll include a link to the description. I just fixed the picture links real quick right before I started recording. And it was basically a tribute / celebration game to celebrate Pirates of the Caribbean, because this was only a few days before Dead Men Tell No Tales came out, which is a cool movie. And the 5th Pirates of the Caribbean movie, of course, and maybe the last one, hopefully not. So I thought it was a perfect picture of the day because it happened exactly a year ago. And it was kind of a tribute to At World's End, actually, in a way, too, because At World's End, I think, was released on May 25th, 2007, which was 10 years exactly to the day before Dead Men Tell No Tales was released. So it's kind of a tribute to the new movie and one of the old ones as well. So that's the picture of the day. There's also some other really cool pictures in this battle report. And it is interesting that I'm doing a video blog on this today because the tribute game was the first game I recorded in video form for Pirates, and it was also the first video on this channel. So it's the first YouTube video I've ever done, basically, and it wasn't any good. I kind of consider my origin stories video like my first actual video, but it's still definitely kind of a landmark moment for me. So the picture of the day, I think, is pretty awesome. Has the Black Pearl, the Flying Dutchman, and the Kraken, and Port Royal as I portrayed it in that game. So it's got a lot of great elements from the movies that I love so much. So that pretty much wraps this up. And let me know in the comments below if you liked it or not, and what other features you'd like to see on the blog, not just for audio content, but also written or audio, video, whatever, things like that. So without further ado, I'm going to be back again soon. You can see another blog post tomorrow, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.